So you just want me to put this here? Right here? Okay.
All right.
So, hi, I'm Maeve Larden, also known as High Cholesterol. I am the bassist of Les Tetes Parlees. I am gay.
Johnny Stubbins. Yeah, they call me Stüzie.
Grant Reeves. I was the lead guitarist for Les Tetes Parlees.
Okay, well, I'm Johnny D, or Johnny Deep is my full name. I'm from Galveston, Texas.
Les Tetes Parlees is the first name you think of when you think of the words France and Talking Heads. Now, who are they and how were they formed? Let's find out.
Okay, Stews. Stews is from Kansas. All right? My mother raised me there. I used to hang around with the neighborhood kids and play pots and pans while my mom sang in the kitchen. It was good times in Kansas.
Well, my upbringing was pretty much your typical old-fashioned Midwestern gay upbringing.
Well, I grew up in a small town in Ohio, much like most families in America. I was a relatively popular kid. I mean, I did pretty well for myself. I was the second best dodgeball player in all of Ohio. I could dodge a ball like nothing, except for, of course, Rudy Token. He could dodge a ball like lightning. Wonder what happened to him.
I was kicked out by my parents, which really fucking sucked because, you know, they had 18 kids and one got kicked out. One, me. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. Whatever, that's not the point. So,
While my mom was jogging one day, she dropped me and my head hit the pavement. And I developed this condition. And this condition caused me to speak in a British accent.
Oh, yeah, my favorite dish growing up was macaroni and cheese. It's got to be mac and cheese, the cheesiest. Of course, we usually had the cheese, not the cheesiest. You know, we couldn't afford that Kraft blue box, so I got, you know, the Equate brand or whatever it was. But we made do. It was what it was, you know?
Oh, yes, so we were at RISD.
Well, I believe we met at an orgy at Maeve's house.
So there I was, in the back room of someone's apartment. I had no idea where I was. I was tripping my balls off. And my friend Pete, we called him the drummer, he was cutting off heads of Barbie dolls.
I don't know if I can tell this story here. Like, so Maeve's fucked, right? Maeve is fucked. Like, Maeve wanted me to bring a porpoise over. So I was supposed to bring Penelope the porpoise. I got this little porpoise. I found a porpoise. I had a porpoise guy. Like, he got me shit from Maeve because I knew Maeve from like the crazy kink sex scene. So I brought Penelope porpoise over. Maeve had her niece over.
And the door opened and this light glowed from behind this girl's head. And she was beautiful. This beautiful, massive, gorgeous goddess. And her name was Maeve.
I recall it because we were listening to Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, and I think it was around the fourth track that I just finished coming, and Maeve turned around with her mouth full of spunk and said to me, "Hey, how would you like to play guitar?"
And I had to go up there and I grabbed myself by the balls and I laid the biggest kiss on her you ever seen.
Dude, they'll tell you Pink Floyd was playing, but it wasn't Pink Floyd. It was the fucking Wiggles.
And it was there that I met John, Peter, and Grant. And they just all lovely guys. They all took turns with me, mainly because that was our experimental college phase.
Porpoises have good fucking lubricant. Like, you don't need fucking KY with a porpoise. That's all I need to say with that.
Maeve's sexuality became a point of contention.
Oh no, I felt it personally. It was very liberating. I feel like I'm privileged when I say that. You know, it was just very liberating as a gay kind of icon. You know, they all the gays would show up to our concerts and they would shout, "You're not one of us. You're not one of us." And I took that as like they were saying that to the man, you know, and I was kind of leading them in that chant. So
Relationships can be difficult, even more so in a band.
John Stubbins, you might know him as Stüzie in the band. We were married for quite a bit, and very tumultuous marriage.
Maeve and I had a relationship. We ended up getting married, you know, and it caused some tension between Grant and me.
Maeve and John, and I'm not kidding when I say this, they would, am I allowed to? Yeah, okay. They would fuck like jackrabbits on the tour bus, off the tour bus, in the porta-johns, really anywhere they could get behind a closed door for more than 30 seconds, they were fucking.
Because I think he got jealous. He got jealous of Maeve.
And it happened very frequently.
I don't mind John and Maeve fucking. All the time, of course. But, you know, it's a musical band. That always happens, right? Like, you don't think Keith wasn't fucking Mick all the time? You don't think that, you know, Ringo wasn't fucking George, like, you know, between sets? It was fucking happening, dude. That's what you did when you're in a band.
The band made an artistic choice to do French covers of Talking Heads songs and not covers in French. A clear distinction that the band was very adamant about sharing with us when we sat down with each of them.
Oh, no, we were a French Talking Heads band. We didn't do covers or French covers of the Talking Heads. We were just a French Talking Heads band.
Oh, no. So it's very easy for French people to cover the Talking Heads. You know what I mean? It's very easy for them to say, hey, we're going to do the Talking Head songs, but we're going to sing it in our own native language and be it in French. We were not like that.
We were received well. I mean, we were, I think, the number 4 French Talking Heads band at the time.
Croissant!
We were paying tribute to the original artists, but we just sat on stage in striped shirts, eating baguettes and smoking cigarettes, as one does, as a French band would do.
We weren't doing covers in French. We were doing French covers.
Well, it's needless to say that I was really the centerpiece of the show. I mean, of course, John, you know, he does his thing. He sings and gets up there and does his, you know, whatever, his thing. But really, it's me. I'm the glue that really held this group together. I mean, my playing was second to none. And if I wanted to, I could replace John easily. I mean, the fans knew it. I knew it. Maeve knew it. Everyone knew it.
We also incorporated theatrics. Maeve insisted upon the theatrics. So there were always these Irish setters or walruses, or there was one point, well, I'll talk about that later with the polar bear, but
I didn't want to play music until he slapped me one day and said, "You're playing this." And I said, "Okay." And here we are now.
those were some good fucking times, me and that polar bear.
Now Grant Reeves, our guitarist, you know, he really enveloped the style of the Talking Heads. You know, he could match their guitar note for note, line by line.
High cholesterol, as we like to call her.
I have high cholesterol.
And so the name kind of stuck. You got high cholesterol.
Because she had high cholesterol.
Now Pete, I didn't really know that much about Pete. You know, he kind of just showed up to rehearsal. It was really hard to see him at times because in our rehearsal space, the drums really didn't get a lot of light. And of course, when we showed up, he was already there. Every time we got there, and he was always the last to leave. So
Pete, we called him the drummer. He had been the drummer ever since I met him. He was always tap, 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 tapping.
Pete, on the other hand, stand-up guy. Stand-up guy. He could smash a cymbal like no tomorrow. And not quite as good as I can smash a cymbal. Don't get me wrong. I got a few Chinas back there if you want to see me hit one. But he did his thing, you know. Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy.
If a police officer or a sketch artist asked me, can you describe Pete? I would say no. Even though I've worked with him for 20 years, I never saw him.
Through the years, the band was known for many outrageous and controversial moments. One stands out above all else, a moment referred to as the Alaskan incident.
Do I have to?
You're bringing this up. You're really bringing this up. This is bullshit. It's really bullshit. Like,
It's not something we like to talk about.
So we were booked on this Alaskan TV show called Who Do You Think You Are? You know, really great musical showcase show for Alaska. And we're there setting up.
we had to do this show for who was the fat fuck from the Good Morning America. I don't fucking give a shit about him because his fucking, they had a fucking dog's boss and the dog's name was Deirdre.
And then in walks this fucking dog. You know, it's...
And the Alaska incidents, that's everyone always focuses on, man. If it wasn't for that stupid dog.
You know, I've had a history with dogs. You know, when I was a kid, a dog bit me on my hooch. And this fucking dog is walking in that studio. And it's barking at us. And I can't understand it because it's a fucking dog, you know? And I turned to Stüzie and I said, Stüzie, what the fuck is going on? Am I having a stroke? And Stüzie looks at me and says, no, love, that's the CEO.
There I was on stage. And the Irish setters had fucked off. And Maeve goes running for the Irish setters.
Then I took the mic away from John. And I yelled, fight the real enemy! And I ripped up a picture of the CEO.
Grant? I think we've lost him. Grant?
Sorry?
Airbud looking motherfucker.
I think Maeve took it a fucking little too far because Maeve was like, I want a Deirdre. We're like, dude, Maeve, what the fuck? How can you know? And so she's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. And then for like an hour and a half, Maeve was gone. And then we heard some weird fucking yips from, I've never heard a dog yip so high pitched.
Then he runs out on stage. That CEO fucked me on live television.
And I'm tripping my balls off talking to a goddamn polar bear. I was pissed, I tell you. Where the fuck were those Irish setters?
I bet she told you some story about a golden retriever or something, right? Yeah, well, Alaska incident, you know, I think it's overblown, really. I mean, if you had seen how beautiful that golden retriever was, you could have understood the situation, too. I mean, if you ask me, Maeve was asking for it, okay? You should have seen the collar that dog was wearing that day. I mean, talk about glammed out, bling bling, right? He had like a 24-karat fucking collar around his neck. Those beautiful little brown eyes and that coat, man. Whew. I mean, if you ask me, Maeve was the lucky one.
As a person, there's a trauma of fucking dog attacks on my vagina. You know how hard that is to work for a fucking dog? It was awful.
It affected me personally just because we're banned from playing in the United States now. But I mean, mostly it affected me because I can't get an erection now unless I see Lassie fucking a blonde. I need some gold on gold action once in a while.
Felt like she had cheated on the band. You know? 'Cause she had pissed off.
It wasn't the first time she fornicated with an animal on stage. I mean, come on, we toured France for God's sakes. Monkeys, leopards, giraffes, I mean, anything, really. Anything was in bounds with her. Come on. I mean, we met during an orgy. Maeve, I mean, she likes to pretend that she's gay now, but we all know every once in a while she takes it from the back from a horse, okay? Mules, donkeys, horses, really any mammal she can get her hands on, she will stick its penis inside of her. And you're not going to convince me otherwise. This whole, married to a woman thing, yeah, okay.
The band left just as quick as they came, with a flash, with a bang, leaving an indelible mark on the world around them. But what really happened that day that the band had to say farewell?
So it turns out that Pete was a secret member of the CIA. He was a spy sent to missions all across the world.
It was half an hour before we were supposed to go on stage. And there I was, on stage in my loincloth, cleansing the stage with sage. And Pete hadn't shown up for soundcheck yet. And so I decided to cleanse his drums, to bring him back. And I brought in a bloodhound to sniff the drums. And he sniffed the drums. And he started making love to the drums. And we all started crashing the cymbals and making out love to these drums. Me in the seat. Oh yeah. Maeve in the cymbal. Oh yeah. And the dog with the bass. Yeah.
He left a note that said, very important business. John Stüzie Stubbins looked around and said,
I guess that's it. I guess that's it.
and I looked at John and I said, I guess that's it.
To be quite honest with you, I wasn't really fully conscious at the time of the breakup. I semi-remember waking up in a pool of my own vomit and something about Pete disappearing. I'm not sure whether it was drugs or narcolepsy, but somehow I ended up on the floor and Pete was gone.
With the departure of Pete Redacted, the band went their separate ways. They traveled, they went to do separate projects, but what really were the band members up to?
I had received a good amount of money, residual money, from everything that we worked on, the albums, the TV appearances, everything like that, and it was really just about redefining my image.
On one hand, it was sad, right? It was sad. But on the other hand, it was sort of a godsend, because now everyone could see how much better I am than that fucking twat, John Stüzie Stubbins.
Well, you know, with me, I don't think the band ever left.
I had looked for purpose in every baguette and every croissant I ever saw. All I saw were our covers.
Stüzie's always been there with me, Pete and Grant, and I'm just very sad that Pete won't be able to be there, but he's probably doing his spy thing or he's dead. I don't know.
Success, infamy, notoriety, and innovation. These are all words to describe Les Tetes Parlees. And now they're being honored by the French Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for their contribution to the world we know.
Oh, this is a great opportunity. It's a great fucking opportunity. Like, I can't tell you. Like, and this has nothing to do with me overcoming my personal, problems. That's nothing. I'm so proud of these fucking boys and girl, of course, Maeve, kind of a girl. That's not the point.
When I first got the news, I was pretty shocked. I thought, after all this time, are people really still remembering us, Les Tetes Parlees? And turns out people did,
It was surreal that they finally recognized us,
They deserve to be in that Bayonne, I think that's the name of the town, where the fucking French wall. They deserve to be on that wall. They pour their hearts, their souls, their jizz, their fucking dog's jizz into their fucking music for France. And that needs to be recognized. And I am so glad it's fine. I've spent years trying to convince them that they weren't the number 4 fucking French Talking Heads cover band. I've convinced them that they're at least the number 3, maybe 2, to deserve that honor. And they're fucking there. And their jizz and sweat and tears is going to be fucking respected like it should be.
And finally we had gotten recognition.
I guess it's okay for me to grace the rest of these talentless hacks with my presence for at least one night, so we can get inducted into this whole false way bullshit Hall of Fame. And I'm pretty sure I'll score some French pussy tonight, but I'm still not into the smoking thing.
We're all back there with the wondrous light that Maeve brought into the room.
But some question Johnny Deep's loyalty.
What'd you just ask me? Are you serious right now? I can't fucking believe you just asked me that. Look, I know that I've been on hard times lately and all, but like, I fucking love that band. Do you understand what I fucking did for that band? What I fucking sacrificed for the talking tits? Oh my God, this is not about me. This is not about me. I fucking did everything for those. Like, if it wasn't for me, they would have not created the gold, the brown. You know what? I'm fucking done.
Yeah, do you guys want to check it out? You want to see my studio?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do a little slice of heaven. Let's go.
Yeah.
Welcome to the studio. You see, guys, here I have my grand keyboard. That's where I write all of my hits. I got this guitar. I got this while touring in Alaska, of all places. I can play the guitar. See? Great. But you like this? You want to hear a song? This is something I've been working on. It starts out like this. Real sad. Real sad, yeah? And then it goes like this. You hear that kind of dissonance there, right? Like, it's almost like the notes don't go together, but they do. I mean, really, what the... I got this thing. I got this from Dr. Seuss himself. This is a replica of a tremolophone. It was in one of his books. It's rarely talked about. It was popular before he got canceled, for all that Chinese racism. But it's a great... Hold on. Tell me that doesn't bring a smile to your face.